Social media makes early retirement look like a simple weekend project, but the numbers tell a different story. In reality, self-funded freedom is a statistical anomaly that most people never actually reach. U.S. labor statistics reveal a brutal truth. The genuine, self-funded, early exit represents less than 1.5% of the total workforce. It is a rare exception, not the standard rule for workers. Look at the Great Relapse of 2024. 81% of those who retired with portfolios under $1.2 million were forced back into the workforce within just 48 months of leaving. Most practitioners critically underestimate longevity risk. 4 out of 5 early retirees find themselves back at a desk because their capital simply couldn't withstand the silent, compounding pressure of real-world inflation and rising costs. Even institutional giants like BlackRock have officially pivoted. They've shifted their recommended retirement age to 67, citing increased life expectancy and the sheer economic volatility we are seeing in today's unpredictable global markets. There is a hidden math to waiting. Delaying your exit from age 65 to 67 can increase your annual spending power by 16% through social safety nets and the power of compounding benefits. The game is fundamentally rigged against the average earner. Since the year 2000, median home prices have surged by over 200%, while median incomes have lagged behind at only half that growth. This widening affordability gap has effectively priced the bottom 90% of earners out of a traditional early exit. The math for a middle-class retirement simply doesn't add up in this new economic era. It's not just a US problem. In developed markets like Japan and Italy, real purchasing power has stagnated for 3 decades, while the essential costs of healthcare and housing have more than doubled recently. Most retail investors focus on gross returns, but the silent killer is cumulative fee erosion. A standard advisor fee combined with fund expenses creates a heavy 2.4% total friction rate every year. Over a 30-year horizon, this friction isn't just a minor annoyance. It can reduce a $1 million portfolio's value by over $500,000 compared to a properly tax-optimized and efficient investment strategy. Then there is the tax drag on managed accounts, which often claims an extra 1.15% of your annual returns. Most people don't even notice it's gone until it is way too late. The obsession with gross returns is a fatal flaw for the retail crowd. High-net-worth individuals focus on net after-tax preservation because they know that is the only number that truly matters for long-term survival. We measure performance by all-time highs, yet the S500 has spent 82% of its historical existence below its previous peaks. Volatility is the rule, not the exception in this high-stakes game. Retail FOMO is fueled by survivor bias. You only see the successful 1% on your feed, while the 99% who quietly return to work stay invisible and out of the social media spotlight. Many investors suffer from linear thinking. They assume the market will provide 7% every single year, completely ignoring the sequence of returns risk that can destroy a portfolio during the very first years. There is also a deep-seated denial regarding the escalating cost of private healthcare. For non-employer-sponsored retirees, this remains the single largest expense that can wipe out a full decade of disciplined, hard-earned savings. The crowd still relies on the 4% rule, but that mathematical model was built for a different era. In today's high-valuation environment, that strategy is increasingly looking like a recipe for total financial disaster. The media promotes the millionaire next door narrative to keep your capital circulating in high-fee products. They want you focused on saving pennies while the system extracts dollars through structural inefficiency and hidden costs. Most investors lack the tools to calculate their real portfolio value. Once you adjust for a 3.5% inflation baseline, that nominal growth you see on your screen often turns into a deficit. Emotional fragility during market drawdowns leads to panic selling at the absolute worst moments. Without a structural plan, your retirement becomes a hostage to your own fear when those large red candles inevitably appear. The illusion of control leads people to believe they can offset rising costs by cutting small lifestyle expenses. But you cannot skip enough cups of coffee to outrun a systemic housing and healthcare affordability crisis. You must realize that the modern financial system is structurally designed to benefit the long-term holder who uses debt effectively, not the simple saver who is slowly being diluted by central bank policies. The most dangerous period is what I call the lethal zone. This is the window 5 years before and 10 years after you stop working, where market timing dictates the survival of your entire legacy. Remember, it took the S562 months to break even after the 2008 crash. If you are withdrawing capital during a 5-year recovery, your portfolio might never recover its peak value. Real wealth isn't about reaching a specific number. It's about engineering a system where your asset growth consistently exceeds the combined weight of friction, inflation, and your own lifestyle spending over several long decades. While these statistics paint a bleak picture for the average person, there is a specific mathematical path used by the ultra-wealthy to bypass these traps and exit the workforce with a much higher level of certainty. To understand why the save and spend strategy dies, we need to run a simulation. Imagine a $1.5 million portfolio and watch exactly where the traditional retirement dream starts to bleed out. To see why the save and spend strategy fails, I want you to look closely at a $1.5 million portfolio simulation. We are moving beyond theories into raw mathematical evidence. Our subject starts with a $1.5 million baseline, focused heavily on the S500 for growth. This is the typical high-equity allocation recommended by most retail financial influencers today. We will apply the traditional 4% rule, targeting a $60,000 annual withdrawal. It sounds sustainable on paper, but I will show you how the structural friction immediately begins to rotate. In the first year, the market delivers a respectable 7% gross return, adding $105,000. On your screen, the portfolio looks healthy, rising toward a new nominal all-time high. But you must account for the silent economic friction that retail investors often ignore. Management fees, advisor costs, and fund expenses create a baseline drag before you even touch a single cent of capital. When you factor in a 2.2% total friction rate from advisory fees and tax drag, $33,000 is instantly erased. This capital is gone before your lifestyle needs are even addressed. After the $60,000 withdrawal and the friction loss, your portfolio nominally grew by $12,000. Most people stop here, feeling successful, but they are ignoring the most lethal variable in the equation. The fatal flaw is systemic inflation. With a 3.5% baseline, your entire $1.5 million corpus loses $52,500 in real, tangible purchasing power every single year. When we adjust those nominal gains for inflation, your real portfolio value didn't grow, it actually dropped by over $40,000. This is the invisible bleed that destroys early retirement dreams from within. You have now entered what I call the lethal zone. This is the critical window 5 years before and 10 years after you stop working, where market sequence dictates your survival or your failure. Look at the historical data. After the 2008 crash, it took the S562 months just to break even. If a drawdown hits now, your math becomes completely insurmountable. This is sequence of returns risk in action. Withdrawing capital during a market trough forces you to sell more shares at lower prices, effectively cannibalizing your compound growth engine when it is most vulnerable. After just 12 years of average market conditions, our retiree finds their real purchasing power has eroded by a staggering 34%. The million-dollar dream has officially hit a wall of hard reality. This erosion forces a brutal choice. Lower your standard of living or return to the workforce during a potential market trough. Neither option represents the freedom that you were promised on social media. Then comes the healthcare income trap. To stay afloat, you might trigger a $50,000 capital gain by selling assets. This single transaction can create a cascading financial disaster for your net cash flow. Crossing that income threshold pushes you over the subsidy cliff for healthcare credits. You could lose up to $18,000 in tax credits, effectively doubling your insurance premiums overnight without any warning. Your net income is now under attack from 3 distinct fronts: market volatility, systemic inflation, and punitive tax credit cliffs. This is why the middle-class exit strategy is mathematically breaking down in real time. Current valuation metrics, with CAPE ratios exceeding 30, suggest that future returns will likely be significantly lower than historical averages. The easy money era of index investing is facing a structural shift. Top financial analysts now argue that a 4% withdrawal rate is no longer sustainable. To survive this high valuation environment, you must adjust your safe withdrawal rate down toward 2.8%. This adjustment is a game changer. It means your required FIRE number must effectively double from $1.5 million to $3 million just to maintain the exact same lifestyle you originally planned. The simulation is clear. The millionaire illusion is a structural trap for those who ignore the compounding weight of friction. You cannot save your way out of a system designed to dilute you. This brings us to the law of real value. Nominal gains are nothing more than a vanity metric. Only your purchasing power-adjusted growth determines if your legacy survives the next 30 years of cycles. Then there is the friction frontier. Every 1% you lose to fees or tax drag represents years of lost retirement life and millions in lost terminal value over a full investment horizon. You must respect the lethal zone principle. The timing of your market returns is infinitely more important than the average return over your lifetime. Sequence is the hidden architect of your financial fate. Finally, consider the tax credit paradox. Maximizing your withdrawals often results in a net loss because you lose government subsidies. In this game, what you keep is far more important than what you make. These numbers prove that the middle-class exit is disappearing. To succeed, you must move beyond the save and spend model and adopt the institutional-level leverage strategies used by the world's most elite families. We have exposed the math of the failure. Now, I will show you the institutional blueprint to bypass these traps entirely. It is time to stop selling your future and start engineering your asset base. Because I have proven the traditional model is broken, I want you to shift your perspective. To exit the race early, you must adopt the leverage optimization strategy used by the ultra-wealthy. Stop thinking about liquidating your assets to fund your life. Instead, start viewing your portfolio as a permanent engine that you pledge as collateral to generate the annual cash flow you actually need. This is the high net worth blueprint. By using a pledged asset line or a securities-backed line of credit against your holdings, you gain liquidity without ever triggering a taxable sale of your shares. Consider a $5 million portfolio. If you need $200,000 for expenses, the retail instinct is to sell. But that single decision creates a massive, immediate drain on your capital. Selling that $200,000 triggers a 23.8% federal capital gains tax. You lose nearly $48,000 instantly to the IRS, plus another $20,000 in market opportunity cost. By borrowing that same amount against your equity at current rates, your total interest expense is roughly $12,000. That is significantly cheaper than the $67,000 cost of a liquidation. Because you did not sell, your original $200,000 stays in the market. At a 10% growth rate, it generates $20,000, covering your interest and netting you a profit. This strategy allows you to defer capital gains taxes indefinitely. You keep your entire compound growth engine at maximum capacity, potentially until a step-up in basis occurs for your next generation. To survive a catastrophic 50% market drawdown, I recommend keeping your loan-to-value ratio strictly below 20%. This discipline ensures you never face a margin call during periods of extreme volatility. You must pivot your allocation away from high-fee mutual funds. Use low-cost, tax-efficient index ETFs to minimize internal friction and maximize the credit capacity of your brokerage account for future strategic leverage. Implement precise asset location strategies today. Keep high-yield, tax-heavy assets in protected accounts, while placing high-growth equities in taxable brokerage accounts where they can be pledged for your strategic credit lines. I want you to recalculate your exit number using a conservative 3% safe withdrawal rate. This accounts for persistent global inflation and ensures your asset base remains resilient across multiple cycles. Build a cash buffer representing 24 months of living expenses in high-yield money market funds. This liquidity allows you to avoid tapping your credit lines or selling assets when markets are red. Manage your adjusted gross income strictly through borrowing rather than realizing gains. This keeps you eligible for healthcare subsidies, saving you up to $18,000 a year in insurance premiums and credits. Use automatic dividend reinvestment to maintain a consistent dollar-cost averaging strategy. Even during corrections, your leverage remains stable while your share count continues to grow through the various cycles of the market. Monitor your sequence of returns closely during the first 60 months of your exit. Adjust your credit usage based on performance to ensure you are not over-leveraging when the market is volatile. True wealth is not a specific number in your bank account. It is your structural ability to maintain purchasing power across decades of economic shifts, regardless of what the mass media says. Cultivate a leveraged mindset. Intellectualize debt as a strategic tool for tax avoidance and capital preservation rather than a consumer liability. This is how you finally separate yourself from the retail crowd. Success requires the absolute discipline to avoid lifestyle creep, even when your portfolio is growing at double digits. Your goal is the preservation of capital, not the temporary display of excessive consumption. Focus on intergenerational thinking. Build structures that allow your capital to compound across lifespans. Protect your legacy from being decimated by the friction of taxes and the slow erosion of systemic inflation. You must become an independent asset analyst of your own life. Detach your emotions from the retail financial media and focus solely on the mathematical reality of your net after-tax asset growth. Understand that an early exit is a high-stakes engineering problem, not a simple savings challenge. It requires institutional-grade tools and a ruthless commitment to optimizing every single percentage point of value. Financial independence is achieved when your asset growth consistently exceeds the combined weight of friction, inflation, and your lifestyle spending. Anything less is just a slow countdown to returning to work. Stay vigilant against institutional pivots. The rules of the financial game are constantly being rewritten by central banks. You must remain agile, ensuring your strategy adapts quickly to the evolving macro landscape. Commit to a lifetime of strategic rebalancing. Ensure that no single asset class or local sector creates a single point of failure for your entire legacy. Diversification is your protection against uncertainty. By abandoning retail illusions and adopting institutional leverage, you move from being a statistical outlier to a master of capital preservation. Stop selling your future and start borrowing against its growth instead. I have shown you how to bridge the gap between working and freedom. Now, we must examine the next hidden threat: why the global debt supercycle makes your liquid cash inherently dangerous. The movement of capital is changing and the old safety nets are dissolving. To understand how to position your liquidity for the coming shift, you need to see the architecture of the next.